So we were talking about lineups in liquor stores and grocery stores. So maybe that's a good segue into local businesses. And obviously, everybody has had to adjust how they do business on a daily basis. So, what do you guys think, and how do you think that everybody's adapted, and have they adapted to maybe the new way of things?
I love seeing businesses adapt. I love seeing the way that businesses adapting. Truffles, for one example, awesome. They're not doing as much business. Obviously, they're not doing very much business, but they got boxes now going on. They're supplying food to residents in a different way than they used to. I think it's awesome. It's good.
There's a website that I think the Cornwall Chamber of Commerce created. It's shopcornwallandarea.ca, and you can find out digital information. It's a digital information hub, it says on their website, offering details on how to shop at local businesses. Have you guys utilized any of this, these local businesses, gift cards, that kind of stuff?
I started so part of my closing gifts, or gifts that I give to my clients for closing, have become gift cards to local restaurants and shops. So instead of buying that, we're kind of more real estate related, and with my logos on them and whatnot. I decided to kind of stop doing that and give out gift cards to local businesses in town, just to try and support that as gifts, to closing gifts to my clients who deal with me. So that's kind of how I've kind of shifted and try to support local businesses in town now.
Fergus, you have a pretty good relationship with a lot of local businesses. You operated a business downtown. So have you talked to anybody? How are they progressing? How are they doing with all of this?
Well, I mean, it's not an easy thing. I don't think too many of these people would have made these, would have adapted unless they needed to. It's not an easy thing, but they are making it work. They're making it happen. And one of the hashtags I use in a lot of my social media posts as a new age realtor is innovate or die. And I think that is more true now than it ever has been. You have to roll with the times. And I think, yeah, you need to find the new problem and offer a new solution, and do it very quickly and do it very well. So applause to you. Kudos to you.
Yeah, Nick, I know you said that you're every Friday or one day a week anyway, you're ordering from a local restaurant, eh?
Yeah, Fridays. Yeah, that's what we do every Friday. We order dinner from, one of the local places, whether it's schnitzels or truffles or lunch at the Spicy Pearl, or, there's so many of them that are open. We haven't made it around the city yet, but every Friday we go somewhere different.
I like
our small way.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I like how you're so structured about it. Every Friday you're gonna be ordering from a different place. Like, I feel like my girl and I, Emily and I, we're not so structured about it, but we're ordering like every second day from different places. Restaurants around town, because we're ordering a lot of food these days.
I find it funny, like I completely agree, and I think like we need to be pushing shop local and support these local businesses and these restaurants, because they need us right now more than ever. And it's like, being in this industry, we obviously follow a lot of other people, a lot of other agents on social media in other cities and around the world, kind of thing. And it shocks me when people are still doing draws or giving gift cards to like Amazon or some of these online shops. Like, it blows my mind. I don't understand why you wouldn't buy like you said, Eric, a local gift card, or support something local, especially right now.
Oh,
Well,
especially
in
for us,
Detroit, like,
businesses are so local, you know, like our businesses are so localized. Like we're not online distributors. We're not like dealing with people all across the world. Like our business is local. We're real estate agents. We sell local properties anywhere between whatever. It depends on your ability and want to travel, but we're looking at probably 250 kilometers away from where we live max, for the business that we bring in. So we got to support that area that we do business in the most, as much as we can, just to keep everybody afloat, keep us all making money and keep the economy going.
100%, Eric. You're 100% right. I mean, you can't expect people to feed you if you're not going to feed them in return, right? And with that said, like at the beginning of this, you kind of had to shop local, because if you wanted, I'll use King's Louisville as an example. I needed some. I just messaged Kings and on Facebook, and I said, "Hey, you guys still selling some of your stuff?" And he said, "Yep, I'll put it in your mailbox, leave some cash in there," and it was easy peasy. Like it was a joke. And even I got some hot sauce, and again, like it's hard to call somebody at a big box store or a big chain store, and I don't want to put down any of these big businesses or anything like that, but start to call somebody and get them on the phone and say, "Hey, this is what I need. Can you help me out?" Meanwhile, if you have a problem that can be solved locally, it's very easy to pick up the phone and call or message them on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever they're using. It's very easy to get a hold of them directly, give them your problem, and then allow them to solve it. It's beautiful. It's awesome. And we should be doing it pre-COVID, post-COVID, during COVID, at every opportunity we get. I understand there's unfortunately probably not a Cornwall toilet paper manufacturer, but would have been great if we did, you know? We got to do what we can.
And it's a really good opportunity, I think, right now for these businesses to step up and show how they can do that takeout service and that delivery service. Like it's a really good opportunity for future business once everything's back to normal, because especially a lot of these downtown businesses that rely solely on traffic and walk through and at the door kind of thing, like to actually have the option to take that out or have it delivered, and it's just as good as if you're in a restaurant, is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I gotta admit, a lot of restaurants in town have been really good with their takeout and delivery services. Food quality has not diminished, whether I eat it in their restaurant or whether I eat it at home. They're really on the ball these days, super on the ball with making things ready quick and delivered quick and tasting really good even at home. We don't get to enjoy the atmosphere of the restaurants because we have a lot of amazing restaurants in town with awesome atmosphere, and that's kind of what I miss a lot. You know, I'd love to go and hang out at Eska again, or Schnitzels or whatnot, Truffles, Table 21. The atmosphere I miss, but the food, we're not lacking on the quality of food these days, because these entrepreneurs, these restaurant owners are doing a good job getting us the food that we want to our door, for sure.
Well, it's awesome that we're all on the same page. So like, shop local, keep pushing local. So good for you guys for doing that. We talked about downtown briefly, the downtown restaurants. Downtown's pretty big in the hot topic in the local political world right now. So it was brought up on council with the possibility they want to explore the possibility of closing Pitt Street. Now, first of all, you guys are younger than me. Do you remember Pitt Street being closed?
Yes, Pitt Street Promenade, right? So they called it.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember it?
I know of
remember
it.
I
I've
saw
seen
photos,
pictures
but I
and
don't
I've read
remember it.
the stuff, but I've never. Yeah, I don't remember it.
It's amazing. Like I'm upper 30s. I'll leave it at that. Like, but like I still feel like I'm young like you guys, and not that you're a whole lot younger, but like I remember riding my bike through Pitt Street Promenade and the fountains, and they had these cool jungle gyms and stuff, and that was a real highlight. But obviously the world has changed. So I think this was just a temporary suggestion to accommodate the social distancing stuff. What are your thoughts? Did you just call me old?
No. No. No.
What are your thoughts on the possibility of
Can we do it? Can we bring it back? Honestly, can we bring it back? Even if just temporary, can we bring it back? I love the idea. I'm like so pro Pitchy Promenade. Even just between, I mean, if we want to go right to 3rd Street, that's cool. But at a minimum, let's bring 1st to 2nd Street. Let's block that off. Let's make it all patio season. We need social distancing. Throw tables throughout the entire road. Let's do it. Why not? Honestly, let's do it because of COVID. Like, why not? We don't need to drive down that small section. We can go around. Like, I would love to have a block of, all right, let's go hang out with friends. It doesn't matter if you're at Truffles or Schnitzels. I know Eska. It's a little. Anyways, let's do it.
Eric, I'm with you.
Can we do it?
Yeah,
let's just do
I'm
it.
with you. And I mean, I just want to share from my opinion too. I don't think it would make that big of a deal. I've heard and I've seen some people with their angry face emojis and they're pissed off about the idea. First of all, you don't move forward or you don't innovate unless you try something new. So I don't think the counselor is saying let's tear up the road and lay down some bricks. We're trying it out. So I'm open to trying it out for sure, 100%. With that said, there's probably 15 parking spots that we'd be losing. Most of the time, people park in the Warren Brown's parking lot anyway. And then the concern about all the one-ways. Well, Augusta, west of Pitt, is also heading south anyway, right? So, or Adultus, or no, I think it's west. But whatever that street is, it's heading south anyway. So it would be a bit of a detour, but it wouldn't be that much. Just park your car at the mall or at Warren Brown and get out and stroll. I think it'd be great. And if they're not willing to do that, at least do what they do in some bigger cities where at night after a certain hour, some of the restaurants are allowed to kind of put this temporary patio out onto the street. I think that'd be very helpful for certain places like Simply Jennifer, or if she wants to stay open, or Brunch on Pitt also if they want to stay open. But I think we need to try something new if we want something new, right? And I'm all for it. Temporary, let's give it a go. If it doesn't work out, then we can shut up about it. But if it does work out, hey man, we found something new, we did something good.
For sure.
Let's keep doing it.
During the summer, how many times do we have to take a detour for construction for a couple months anyways? There's so many places in town that we have to take a detour for construction anyways. Like to have such a small section of the town blocked off and then people complain about having to go around. It shouldn't even that shouldn't, in my opinion, be
the deal.
I'd like to see the number of those people too.
With
the number of people that are angry and pissed off about it that actually travel down Pitt Street on a daily or weekly basis between those sections.
Yeah, and then you're probably gonna find the majority of those people will not be taking advantage of the opportunity anyways, right? So that's why they're willing to cut it down, right? But
and Nick, Troy, you said 41 people filled out that survey.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit before. So some of these stats for you guys. So the Chamber of Commerce conducted a 6-question survey. Out of that, 41 people responded. 12% were in favor of 1st to 3rd being closed, 20% were in favor of 1st to 2nd being closed, and 14% were in favor of reduced lanes. So, I mean, it's not, what about the rest? What are the rest? What's the opinion of the rest? Well,
and this is what I'm about to say. If you're not one of those 41 people, I'll be completely honest, I didn't submit that survey. I don't know why I didn't. I should have, because I do have an opinion about it. I don't have a right to formally complain one way or the other, because I didn't say my 2 cents when I had my opportunity to. So if it does go through, I don't want to hear 42 complaints about it. Do you know what I'm saying? So you had your chance to speak. You should have spoke then.
From what I got out of this, it's the businesses were surveyed, not the general public.
So how many So how many businesses are in that area versus the 42 that I actually surveyed?
Well, that's the thing. And did they survey all businesses in Cornwall, or did they like? Because for me, I love the idea. I think it's a really cool idea. Like the nostalgic of it, the fact that I could be at Truffles and be talking to somebody over at table 21 on a patio, I think is really cool. You could have bands set up going down there. I think that'd be really wicked. But the business owner in me states it thinks that it's not up to me. It's not up to the general public. It's how is the restaurant owner or that business owner, how do they feel their business is going to be impacted? You know what I mean? So I love hearing you guys, your opinion of let's do it. I'd be interested to hear more because you're right.
Hey, as quick as do it right away. In my opinion, I love the idea. The sun is coming out. Let's get some patio season going.
Agreed.
It also asked a question about parking downtown, and the majority are in favor of free parking. Like, is that not a given? Like, why don't they have free parking downtown right now?
How's the city helping all of us during these times? You know, like has the city really? And I don't want to put the city down or anything, but like, government's coming out, federal government's coming out and helping us with some CERB for those who need it, and business owners with the business loans and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know. I haven't looked into it too much. But how's the city helping us? Is this one way that the city could help us? I guess is the question that I'm posing. Free parking downtown for during this times. Could that help? Is it a way that the city could help us? I like the idea.
You know, if there's any chance to push more people to go downtown and shop downtown, then I think there's zero question that they can have free parking downtown. Like, it is, honestly, it's an inconvenience for me to, now I have to get out of my car, I have to go to the machine, I have to punch in my information and then bring the ticket back to my car. Like, I even preferred it before where I could throw a loonie in and I'm good to go. And like, what do you guys think about that?
No, agreed. I mean, we're all kind of feeling the pinch, and if we want to spread some money around in the economy, I agree. If we can save some parking fees, and I think it'll help. I would maybe just because I'm cheap or something. I don't know, but I don't like paying for parking. If I can go park for free, I'll go spend some of that money somewhere else. You know what I mean?
I hear Troy though. Like,
for me, it's about
Matt and I often, like last summer, would roll downtown to like Tilly's or Simply Jennifer or one of the coffee shops, or go to Spinners or for breakfast. We would drive down there, and instead of being able to run into a coffee shop and grab a coffee and be on my way, now I got to get out. I got to run to that machine, punch in my plate number, get it. And, I mean, that may just make me sound like a wine ass. Like,
I don't think so.
But I don't. It adds a 2-minute coffee stop, turns it into like 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an inconvenience if you're in a rush. I mean, I often just take a chance, but
for me personally, it's not about the $1 or $2 or $1.15 or whatever the hell you're going to put in. It's about the friction. I don't want to, Troy, like you said, have to walk all the way up to the machine, punch in the number. I don't think you have to put the ticket on your plate, though. I think it's registered in there. It should be registered in there. But still, it's about the friction. I want frictionless. I want to be able to pull up, get out, and go. I don't want to have to go back and forth. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm not opposed to paying for parking. I'm not 100% sure how much money the city is making off of
that is the good question.
Parking specifically versus the amount of tickets that they are giving out. I didn't hear you. Sorry. What was that?
I just said that's a good question. Like, is it worth actually charging people to park down there? You're paying something.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I mean, so is it like I said, I don't mind paying the dollar, but I don't want to have to worry about going to spend the dollar or the $2. If you go to any other big city, Montreal, Toronto, you're paying much more than that, and the fines are quadruple what we're paying here. So again, it's not the amount of money that I find frustrating; it's the friction. Just let me go. Just let me do my thing. You know.
Yeah. Something else big in the political world right now, local, municipally, and maybe not so much now. We heard about it a little bit last week and the week before, was these video meetings. So there's a couple councillors on that sit on city council who are not interested in holding these meetings virtually. We at the office have adapted. We have 26 agents here, 2 locations. We are doing virtual sales meetings and virtual training. What are your thoughts on council not holding virtual meetings?
I'm going to go first because I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to say that hashtag that I've been using before, innovate or die. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Doesn't make much sense, right? I mean, I think we can all agree that this isn't hard.
I think our 20.
Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
No, I don't think like none of us enjoy the fact that we have to see our 25 colleagues through a video screen once a week instead of, you know, being shoulder to shoulder upstairs at a sales meeting. So like we do it because we've had to adapt. It's a way we can still get our stuff done. And so you may not know how to work a laptop or an iPad or want to learn or sit and stare at it, but nobody does. Nobody wants to stare at a computer for an hour and do a meeting, but we've got to do what we've got to do. Like, times have changed temporarily, hopefully, and you've got to do it.
But like on the other end of it, well, not on the other end, like how easy is it to click on a link? Let's be real. How easy is it to click on a link and get popped up into this screen? It's not like it's difficult to be part of a Zoom call. Like the one person who's organizing it has a little bit more effort to put into it, but everyone else who's involved, literally just.
Tedious.
Pardon me?
It's so tedious. It's hard work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 30 seconds in.
Troy, next time I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Next time. No, but how easy is it? We all honestly, we open an email and we click on a link and we pop up to this. There's a couple buttons. Open your video, open your microphone, and then you're live. It's literally.
And Eric, it's so much easier to just go click than to act like you don't have to smell good. You don't have to put pants on. You don't have to like do any of these things. It's way easier to just go click, boom, I'm here. You guys have no idea if I'm actually wearing pants or not.
That's true.
I'm hoping that you are. No, I completely agree. I mean, it's definitely.
I agree. And where I just.
Sorry, Eric. I think we're getting a little bit of feedback, but yeah, I completely agree too. And I don't think that there's anything wrong. The surrounding municipalities are holding their meetings virtually. I don't understand why the few councillors are not in agreement. It's a no-brainer. If you're pushing to the general public that you need to social distance, well, how do you go as leaders and meet together in public? And I don't get that either.
Now, okay, so we did talk about that maybe a week or two ago. Has that changed? Has anything changed? Does anybody know whether they've adapted so far since we talked about it a week or two ago and to today? Are they actually adopting?
Not to my knowledge. Hopefully it has, but I'm sure because it was such a hot topic for a little bit, for about a week there, I would imagine that if they have adapted, then we would have heard something, and I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know.
A couple clicks, guys. A couple clicks is all it takes.
Fact check in there, and maybe we'll post a link to some information with this video. But let's move on.
Now, I don't know if you guys all saw this morning. Sorry, I just want to touch on one thing before I move on. I'm assuming everybody saw this morning about our fire chief.
Oh yes,
Yes.
But I didn't know if we were gonna bring it up or not, so I left it.
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts, G? You brought it up. What are you thinking?
I feel a little bit ignorant because I haven't been following his story this whole time, and I haven't really done my own research. So I don't want to be that person that just regurgitates what they see on the internet as truth. And I'm not winking at anybody here, but I think it's a bit odd to, in whatever situation you're in, to walk into this situation, fuck it up, change it majorly, and then walk out.
And you mean by the fire ban? You were talking about the fire ban?
He was also trying to put in a road behind Riverdale to get faster access to like deep Riverdale as well. Like he didn't complete anything, right? So I don't know this guy. Like I said, I don't know him. I haven't been following him. Based on hearsay, and if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. But you don't do that. You don't come into somebody else's house, change things, and then leave before the project is completed. You're not giving anybody, like, you lose the benefit of the doubt because you never achieved anything, right? Maybe he did some other stuff that, people tend to like to talk about the negative. We don't like to talk about the positive. So maybe he did some good stuff that I just haven't heard about. But from what I've seen, I mean, I think you should ride it out. Stick to your guns and ride it out. And admit you're wrong whenever that comes out.
I never had I'm never a backyard fire guy. So I never went and bought a license. So I don't know if I really have a say. I don't know if I necessarily care either way. I enjoy the fact that I could potentially, if I wanted to, have the option. I really like that. I got kids. I thought it'd be cool to sit by the pool and have a fire pit and that kind of stuff. I don't know him either, but I golfed in a tournament with him, and he won longest drive or something, and he put his name as his name in fire ban. So I mean, does that tell you the type of person he is? I don't know. It was pretty comical, and people were really pissed off about it at the time.
I mean, I think all four of us laughed when we got to that longest drive stake and saw it
together. That's right. Yeah.
And we laughed about it, right? Like, I mean, you're there, you're in the mood, you're having a good time. It was funny at the time. Some people took it like offensively. I didn't take that offensively, but I don't know, man. I don't think you should come in, change things, and then, like I said, leave before it's completed. You don't know if you're right or wrong.
You can't blame a guy for wanting to go home. You know what I mean? You can't blame a guy for wanting to go home. That's where he's from. That's where he lives. So I don't blame that at all. As far as communication, I don't know what the process was. It sounds like it was announced before he told them in Cornwall.
That's exactly what I wanted to bring up. Why is it that we're finding out from Clarence Rockland before even our counselors are knowing about it? Like, why did our counselors find out about it through a post that was made by Clarence Rockland or the community that he's heading to? How come he didn't go public, or how come our even city council didn't know about this before it was even
now councillor
made true or
announced?
I don't understand. There must be some type of thing.
Now, Councillor Towndale, he's the one I initially saw it from. So, I mean, I don't know how the chain of communication works. I know that he is somewhere else right now. He's helping to protect our country from the COVID pandemic with the Highlanders. But so I don't know exactly how that line of communication works, but that's who I initially heard it from. So who knows? Maybe it was slipped up or it was released too soon in Rockland. I really don't know.
Okay.
But not appreciated either way. Right? It's not cool either way.
That's a pretty high position in a community. Like, you'd expect that he would. Like,
especially fire ban. Moving on to our last topic, we're going to talk a little bit of social media, and one of the biggest things right now is TikTok. Are you guys using TikTok? Are you on TikTok? Are you watching TikTok? Tell me about TikTok.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I do enjoy TikTok. Am I using it just as a spectator? I haven't really posted anything. I don't have the balls to post anything. And if you look at most of my regular social media, I don't post too much unless it's work related or event related or something that I'm a part of. I don't post too much personal stuff, so I don't really have the gonads to like do that. I do see it kind of being a bit of a tool. I know there's one local business downtown, Schnitzels has been using it, and they've been doing it well. I like how they're kind of putting out their content. It is, pardon me, Schnitzels.
Schnitzels, okay.
Yeah, and they're doing some good stuff. I like it. The reason I like TikTok a lot though is I'm scrolling through Facebook, and it's COVID this and COVID that and negative this and bitching about that and et cetera. All these friggin' groups that I get invited into, and everybody's selling things, and like, I just don't give a shit. That's not what I'm looking at my phone for. And I go to Instagram, and it's everybody's posting selfies or what they did or what they ate or whatever. But TikTok, I find, is solely for amusement. It's either people doing funny things or trying to get famous, which either way I laugh at, you know? And I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Guilty pleasure. I feel like I'm the oldest guy on TikTok, but Troy, I know that you're on there too, so.
I watch it. I mean, I'll admit that I downloaded that app a while ago when people started talking about it, but I'm absolutely not putting myself out in a video on TikTok. Tell you that much. And I mean, I agree. I agree with G. Like, Facebook's loaded with so much garbage all the time, and then even more now with COVID. Everything you look at on Facebook, it's very rare that you see anybody posting anything positive. And then, yeah, like Instagram is Instagram. I mean, I'm guilty. I take pictures of food. If I cook something that looks real good, I'll snap a picture and throw some hashtags. But that's all it's used for, right?
And I'm guilty of, like, Facebook. I'm guilty of Facebook. All I do is pump shit out on there to help my business, right? So I can understand why other people wouldn't want to look at that either. It's annoying. It's repetitive. I get it. All I see is 1,000
TikTok. We can watch.
And just hold and stuff like that. Yes.
But
right.
TikTok, we can just sit here and watch Troy dance and get water thrown at him. Like, super entertaining. So.
Social media is a tool, and it's something that we need to utilize as real estate agents. I completely understand with what you're saying, and I don't blame anybody for not wanting to watch my TikTok video. Let's get one thing straight right now, though, okay? It's not like I'm dancing by myself in front of the camera. I do it because my daughter is big into TikTok, and that's the only reason, okay?
Did she pick the name Troy Da Bomb? Or was it...
Listen.
Where'd that come from?
So Troy the Bomb is just something I've been using for a little while. I actually got that
Since
from...
like 1984, yeah.
Yeah. But, okay. Anyway, so for whatever reason, whenever Callie wanted to be set up on the TikTok, because I had an account, I don't know why, but she couldn't get one. So I gave her my account. So yeah, it's still getting the bump. But that's what's going on. So I dance because...
So Troy really wanted to do TikTok. Troy really wanted to do TikTok. So he's like, hey, Callie, you want to do TikTok with me?
I'm not going to win this battle, so I'll just let her
No,
go.
you're not. No, you're not. That's good. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I have the app. I don't even have the app. I've never seen, like, the only TikToks I've seen are whenever I watch Facebook videos or Instagram. I don't even have the app. So I'm so far out.
You have got to
get on there, man.
Oh,
yeah, you gotta download the app and clear about 8 hours of the day.
That's exactly it, because you're going through your phone. It's going to be 11 o'clock at night. You're going to be laying in bed. You're not going to be quite tired enough to fall asleep. So you're going to open TikTok. And then before you know it, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just ridiculous stuff.
Before we leave this, I want to ask.
If that's how it works, I don't need it in my life. Because I can't be distracted anymore.
In a month. We'll approach this and see if you've downloaded the app in a month.
What I want to know, Troy and Nick and Aaron, if I'll creep you. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah,
Am I
you're good now.
here?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay. What, Troy and Nick, what is your favorite, I guess, TikTok trend or type of video? Because they're all the same, right? Like they'll play a song or some sort of audio clip, and then everybody will do the same thing to it, right? So, Troy or Nick, what's your favorite?
Very old. By the time that my daughter comes to me and says, "Dad, let's do this, it's by the time I built up the courage to do it, it's already out of style. So I don't know what my trend is. I think it's all ridiculous. I think there's a lot of younger kids on there, so I feel like I'm a kind of a goof whenever I'm on there dancing with my 12-year-old daughter. But I feel like by the time I get the courage enough to do it, then it's too late. The fad's already passed.
Okay, maybe I should have specified the question. Which is your favorite one to watch, not post? Which one's your favorite one to
I'm a
look
big
at?
fan. I'm a big fan of just throwing back at 7 in the morning and dropping Smirnoff Ice on the doorstep.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
kind
you
of
like that
brings
one?
me right back. So I'm a big fan of those ones. I mean, they're not overly entertaining. I don't laugh too much, but
I actually found myself watching, and I don't know why, because I'm not a big cologne guy, but there's a guy on there who just is a specialty cologne guy. So he'll teach you about the cologne, and he'll spray it and show you how he sprays it and walks into it. And I don't know. I probably watched that for a half hour one night. I have no idea why, because I'm not overly interested in it. But I don't know. That's one of the things anyway. So Bayville, you
And
gotta get into it.
no clue what you guys are fucking talking about.
Well, that's a good spot to probably end this, guys. I think we had good conversation. I think most of us shared a drink, and this was a lot of fun. Honestly, I'll tell you this when we get off and I call you after, but this was kind of therapeutic. It was nice to have a conversation.
Yeah, it was nice.
With you guys. So we'll continue this. We'll do it again. I don't know how frequent, but we'll definitely get back in here and we'll talk about some more hot topics and local politics and local businesses, and we'll give you some real estate information. So guys, thanks for popping on here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you. Hopefully next time we're on a patio.
Yes.